so much for this opportunity.
This teenager walked into one of the most brutal fight organizations on the planet. No long career, no decade of hype. She was barely old enough to drive. But when the final bell rang that night, the entire combat sports world had the exact same reaction. Who is this kid? This is Smilla Sundell.
Is the youngest world champion in one history. She's leaving herself open a lot of these exchanges, Gianni.
She started fighting before most teenagers even knew what they wanted to do with their lives. And somehow, she became one of the youngest world champions in combat sports history. This is the story of a teenager who already arrived.
And still undisputed one strawweight Muay Thai champion of the world.
Think of Muay Thai champions. They usually think of Thailand, not Sweden. But in 2005, in the quiet cities of Sweden, a future champion was born. Her name was Smilla Sundell, and nothing about her path to greatness was supposed to make sense. Sweden isn't famous for producing Muay Thai superstars. There are no massive stadium fights, no lifelong traditions of young fighters growing up inside the sport. But Smilla didn't care about any of that. She cared about one thing: fighting. While most kids her age were busy with school, homework, and weekend plans, Smilla was somewhere else. Inside a gym, day after day, hour after hour, hitting pads, drilling combinations, learning the brutal art known as Muay Thai, the art of 8 limbs. The work was exhausting, the competition was brutal, and the odds, not exactly in her favor, because the sport was dominated by fighters from Thailand, athletes who had often been training since they were barely old enough to walk. But Smilla kept showing up, every session, every drill, every round, and her coaches started noticing something different.
Downshift first. One step, go.
It wasn't just the technique, it wasn't just the discipline, it was the mentality. When most young fighters step into a ring, you can see the nerves, the hesitation, the doubt. But when Smilla Sundell stepped in front of an opponent, she didn't look scared, she didn't look overwhelmed, she looked like she belonged there. And soon, she earned a nickname that fit her perfectly, the Killer Bee. And once she stings you, you don't forget it. Real quick, if you are enjoying this story, hit subscribe. We drop videos just like this one all the time. One Championship isn't just another fight promotion. It's the largest martial arts organization in Asia. Massive arenas, millions of viewers, and some of the best strikers in the world stepping into the ring. For fighters, getting signed there isn't easy. It usually takes years of grinding, years of sacrifice, and countless fights just to get noticed.
MMA is not easier. It's a different sport, you know. You think they are the same, but they complete opposites basically. It's like playing ping pong and tennis. People think I've done MMA before, but this is my first MMA fight, so.
But Smilla Sundell didn't follow the usual timeline. She got there as a teenager. From the moment she stepped onto the A1 stage, something stood out immediately. She didn't look like a young fighter trying to figure things out. She looked like someone who already knew exactly what she was doing. Her combinations were clean, her elbows were sharp, and the way she pressured her opponents made them uncomfortable from the very first round. Fight after fight, the results started stacking up. One win turned into another, then another. And pretty soon, people stopped asking, who is this Swedish teenager? Instead, the question became something much bigger. When is she getting a title shot? And the answer came much faster than anyone expected. A title fight in one championship is one of the biggest stages in Muay Thai. Bright lights, massive crowd, the best fighters in the world all chasing the same thing, a world championship belt. And on that night, standing across the ring from Smilla Sundell was a seasoned champion, a fighter who had fought her way to the top of the strawweight division through years of battles, experience, reputation, pressure. Everything was on the champion's side. And Smilla, she was still just a teenager from Sweden.
Yeah, she got me. I saw a double first round and second round, and yeah, you can see I can't really see from this side. But yeah, I know I cannot lose. I really like to win, and that's why I did.
For most young fighters, a moment like this would feel overwhelming. But when the fight started, Smilla didn't look overwhelmed. She looked ready. From the opening seconds, she stepped forward with confidence. Her pressure was constant. She worked behind a sharp jab, controlling the distance. Knees came flying in the clinch. Elbows cut through openings the moment they appeared. It wasn't reckless aggression, it was calculated. And for 5 rounds, the Swedish teenager kept pushing the pace against a world champion.
Rodriguez, she's coming off a unanimous decision win over Janet Todd at 1.98.
The back of Rodriguez's head and be able to really hold it down. And as effectively, now we got hands and elbows coming in. 10-second call from
body. Those body shots. Sundell.
Then the final round ended. The arena fell quiet for a moment as the judges' scorecards were collected, and then the announcement came.
Out and still.
Winning a world title is one thing. Keeping it, that's where the real test begins. Because the moment you become champion in one championship, everything changes. Every fighter in the division studies you. Every coach breaks down your footage. Every challenger builds their entire training camp around beating you. The champion becomes the target, and Smilla Sundell suddenly had that target on her back.
Who's going to keep that right glove out? That's why. Lots of clinching. Full use of the Muay Thai rules thus far.
For that, he feels more active.
Jab 2 body shot from Smilla Sundell.
They dropped her in the second. Let's see if she can do it again in the third.
It's hard to believe, Dragon. She's a teenager. She's 17, right?
17 years
I
old.
mean, that's a lot. It is total ownership from Smilla Sundell. The corner's out. You've got to return.
But Smilla didn't slow down. She didn't become cautious. If anything, she became even more dangerous. Fight after fight, she walked into the ring with the same calm focus that had carried her to the title in the first place. Contenders lined up for their chance. Veterans of Muay Thai, experienced fighters who had spent their entire lives mastering the sport. They all wanted the same thing, Smilla's belt, and one by one, they tried to take it. But the result kept looking the same. The Swedish champion stood tall at the end, because what Smilla had built wasn't just power, and it wasn't just speed. It was something far more dangerous, a complete fighter. Winning a world title changes everything, but carrying it, that's the part nobody talks about. Because the moment you become champion in one championship, life stops being normal. The spotlight follows you everywhere. Every opponent studies your fights. Every performance gets analyzed by millions of fans. And after every win, the expectations only get bigger. For Smilla Sundell, the pressure was even heavier. But Smilla never looked overwhelmed. In interviews, she stayed calm. In press conferences, she stayed quiet. And people started noticing. Not just Muay Thai fans. Not just fans in Sweden.
Very proud of myself that I've done this at such a young age. So yeah, I cannot say anything else.
Combat sports fans everywhere began watching this young champion and asking the same question. How far can she really go? Because when a teenager starts dominating the world stage, you can't help but wonder if you're watching something special or something historic.